I want to show you guys this. Let's do this phone stuff. Phone stuff. Recap. We were talking Wednesday night. Can y'all see that? The 3 sections. This is 1. This is 2. We haven't talked about the closing much on Wednesday nights yet, but 1 and 2. 1 is the agenda. 2 is the qualification section. All right. And then I said there was 3 rules that we talked about. Let's recap real quick before we dive into this. All right. What's the 3 major things that we want to remember about the agenda? 1 is, I'll give you the start. 1 is you got to lay out the roadmap, right? The roadmap. You got to lay out a roadmap. If you don't lay out the roadmap, guess who does? The homeowner. And they're just going to take the conversation wherever they want it to go. Not really where you want it to go. Okay, roadmap. What's the second thing? Anybody remember? Want to shout it out if you know it? Okay. Permission to ask questions. You got to always remember to get permission to ask the questions. Hi, my name is Justin. I saw your property online. It was kind of interesting to me. I thought I would give you a call, ask you a few questions. You could ask me a few questions. And if it's not a good fit for you, you can just fire me. Is that cool? Always lay out that roadmap and get that permission to ask questions. They don't realize it, but what are you getting permission to do? You are getting permission to control this conversation right off the bat. If you don't do this, you're not getting permission to control the conversation, and they're going to just take it wherever they want it to go. What's the third thing you need to do? You need to tell them it's okay to fire you. Okay. Tell them it's okay to fire you. I know I'm getting messier as I write. Yeah. If it's not a good fit, it's okay to tell me no. That's the agenda. Those are the 3 parts of the agenda. Okay. Hi, I'm Justin. I'm a real estate investor. I'm looking to pick up my next property deal. I saw this one online. I thought it was pretty interesting. I wanted to call you and ask you a few questions. You could ask me a few questions, and if it's not okay, or if it doesn't feel comfortable, if it's not good, if it doesn't fit, just tell me no. You can fire me right now. Is that fair? That's a perfectly worded agenda. It includes all 3. Okay. Now, what's rule number 1? Anybody remember? Always set the agenda. If you do not start the conversation out right, it's not going to end right. Always set the roadmap. Always ask for permission to ask questions, and always tell them it's okay if it's not a good fit to fire you. This will save you in a tight spot later in the conversation if they get sketchy on you. I can always go back to this and say, hey, listen, I'm just an investor looking to buy a property. I'm just here to ask you a few questions. And like I said, if you're uncomfortable, you can tell me no. Is this over, Mr. Homeowner, or can we go ahead and talk about it further? Boom. Power move. I love it, right? I go back to that agenda anytime somebody gets sketchy on me. Okay. Always set the agenda. If you don't set the agenda, you can't refer back to it. Okay. You don't start out right, you won't end right. Qualification section. There are 4 questions that you must ask. Number 1. Anybody remember what number 1 is? Why? It is, hey, here's how I like to say it. Hey, how long have you lived in the property, and why would you be wanting to sell now? You need to know why, right? If you don't know their why, how do you know what to offer? You don't. If you don't know their why, how do you know their motivation level? You don't. Okay. So in the qualification section, what we're doing here is we're asking questions. And these questions are going to lead us to a motivation level of 1 to 10. If it's a 6 through 10, great. That's somebody you're going to work with. If it's a 1 through 4, that's somebody you're not going to work with. You're going to get off the phone. And if it's a 5, that means you need to talk more. You need to ask more questions. Why is the first question? What's the second question? The second question is just as important as the first, and you must ask the question about the money. Here's how I like to ask it. What is the property worth, and why would you be wanting, what is the property worth, and what are you asking for it? What do you need? What do you have to have? What is the property worth? What do you have to have? What's your asking price? Okay. Money. Isn't it fun? Now, just simple questions. Number 3, what's number 3? Timing. Timing, right? We need to know what the timing is. So the question is, here's how I like to say it. Mr. Homeowner, I'm kind of in a hurry to do something. I'd like to do something as early as today. You're probably not looking to do something that quickly, are you? Isn't that a cool question? That gets them to chase me a little bit. If they're motivated at all, they're chasing me now. Got to ask it about the time. What's the last thing? What's the last question you got to ask? Their commitment level, right? What kind of commitment level do they have? Are they able to even make a commitment? Okay, that's a great question. Are you even able to make a commitment? All right, here's how I like to ask it on a homeowner phone call. Mr. Homeowner, if I were able to make you an offer today that met your needs, are you in a position to be able to accept that offer, or are there other people that need to be involved, or anything that would keep us from doing business? That's how I've kind of learned to word it over the years. I word it differently, pretty much every time I talk, but I need to know if this is the guy that's signing the deal, if this is the guy making the decision, if this is not the guy making the decision. I want to know if this is the guy that wants to have an open house this weekend and he's not going to decide until next week. Okay. I want to know, what's the commitment level, or if I were able to make you an offer today, Mr. Homeowner, is this something that you could do, or are there other folks involved? Are you in a position to be able to do this today if I make you the right offer? You know what? If the guy says no, do I really want to get into it with him? Not really. If the guy says, well, I can't really do it today because I got this open house this weekend on Saturday I set up, and I've got several people that's called on that, and I want to make sure that, I might get an offer this weekend. So I don't want to decide till maybe Sunday or Monday or something. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Well, I'll call you. I can't be at the open house Saturday. So here's what I'll do. I'll call you on Monday and see if it's still around. Is if is this over, Mr. Homeowner? You're not interested in making a sale today because you're so excited about doing an open house. I don't get it, but is it over? I don't get it. Okay. I won't go into it. Why present? See, when Claude talks about premature presentation, he talks about that in reference to you trying to present your lease option deal before you've asked these 4 questions, before you've spent time asking and qualifying in this qualifying section. What's rule number 2, guys? Rule number 2. Rule number 2 is you got 3 minutes. You got 3 minutes, guys. That's rule number 2. 3 minutes to do what? Qualify or disqualify. That's what the qualification section is. It's qualification questions. I'm trying to qualify or disqualify this person in 3 minutes or less. How am I going to do that? By asking these 4 questions first. That's how I do it. I ask these 4 questions first. Some people are like, well, I want to find out more about the house, and is there a tile floor in the kitchen and in the foyer?
Justin?
Okay, I don't care about that stuff. Yeah, what's up, Riot?
If it's a pretty house deal, you said you'll ask about the lease or the owner finance up front before the 3 questions, or how you do it again?
Oh, no. What I'll do is I'll go through the roadmap here, the permission to ask questions, and I'll tell them it's okay to fire me. When they say, okay, that all sounds good, then I'll ask them how long they've lived in the property and why they would want to sell. They're going to give me an answer. I'm going to have a brief interlude here. We'll talk about it later. A brief interlude where I bond a little bit. But then I'm going to ask quickly after that, I'm going to say, how much is the property worth and what are you asking? And when he answers that question, if it's not clear, I'll ask more. But I'll basically get the answer right there. Then I'll say, okay, well, I'm kind of in a hurry to do something, maybe even as early as today. You guys probably aren't wanting to do anything like that today, are you? I'm finding out about time. When he answers that, then I'll say, okay, is there anybody else that needs to be included in this? Or if I make an offer that fits, are we ready to do something? If he says yes to that, if I can put him on the scale of 1 to 10, having the answers to these questions, after the answers to these 4 questions, I should be able to put him on a scale of 1 to 10. I should know enough.
So my question is, even if you know it's a pretty house deal from the beginning, you just take the same approach, ugly or pretty.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And if right here he says, why? Because I'm a tired landlord and I'm sick of having this house. And then I ask him about the money and he says, well, the money, I'm flexible on that. I'm like, okay, great. And the time down here, he's like, well, I do something right away. And yes, I'm the commitment maker guy. I'll do all that. But here's the thing, I got to have cash.
Okay, the reason why I'm asking that, because last week I think I told you that I get a lot of those responses that says, no lease, make me an offer. But when you search it, you know it's a pretty house. So I don't even call them because I know they're not gonna accept the lease, and I can't make a cash offer because either way I don't think it's gonna work. That's why I don't even call these guys. But you said I was wrong for that.
Yeah, I call everyone that responds positively at all. They might not even know what lease option means or a lease with the ability to purchase. They might not have a good understanding on that if that was your text message that went out. I get through the agenda. I get through the entire qualification section before, and I put them on a scale of 1 to 10 before I make an offer. That's the last section, the closing section. So in the closing section is when I will bring up an offer. Okay. And so I either realized during this qualification section that they're low on the scale and I got off the phone. I realized that they're high on the scale and I'm going to stay on the phone. But I also realized whether or not I need to make a lease option offer or a cash offer. That's all happening right here in this 4 questions. In these 4 questions, you should know whether or not in the next few minutes, you're going to continue talking and make either a lease option offer or a cash offer. I hope that helps, Riad.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'm just kind of learning. I thought, a long time ago, I know all this stuff, but actually I found out I'm still elementary,
Well, I don't think you're as elementary as you might think. It's a 3-minute rule, man. I think this rule here might be getting you. The 3-minute rule. You got 3 minutes. If I said, listen, guys, and we're going to role play this in about 2 minutes. we're going to role play this. I'm going to say you got 3 minutes to get through the agenda and get through at least these 4 questions in the qualification section. 3 minutes. And then we're going to ask you, after the 3 minutes is over, we're going to stop the role play and we're going to see if you got through both. Right. And then we're going to find out where you've placed them on the scale of 1 to 10. And we're going to find out if it's a lease option kind of deal or if it's a cash money kind of deal. Does everybody understand the rules of the role play? Nobody does.
Definitely understand, my friend.
Okay. I'm writing down rule number 3. You must fire a disqualified prospect. Rule number 3. You must fire them. Remember, you got 3 minutes to either hire them or fire them. How you're going to do that is by setting the agenda with these 3 points and asking these 4 questions. Now, you might need to turn the screw a little bit and dig a little deeper, but you need to get these 4 questions answered. That's how you're going to know. Now, the rest, though, if it's a good client, if it's a good prospect, you'll stay on longer than 3 minutes, and then you'll ask about, does the house need repairs? And, you know, you're not late on the payment or anything, are you? And all the other wonderful things you guys want to know. But these are the most important. You got to get these done. This is how you do it in 3 minutes or less. Boom. That's how you stay in the business. That's how you make money. That's how you do it without getting worn out and having people reject you and crush you in 35 minutes of hard, laborious phone work. I've been there. I've been on the phone with a seller for 35 minutes and got off and felt like my inner child was wounded. Like, for real. What I say last week, like I had to go contemplate my whole life on the tree of woe. All right, who wants to go first? You guys want me to go first? Or somebody want to volunteer to go first? We're going to do the agenda and the qualification section. We're going to stop before closing today because I think we need to practice getting this 3 minute qualify or disqualify game on. 3 minutes to qualify or disqualify. Who wants to take a stab at it? Somebody.
I'm trying to be the buyer, the caller, you know.
You want to be the buyer, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm the buyer, you know. If you want to be the seller, you know. I want to try myself as setting the agenda and all this.
Okay. Justin, you want me to do it, or are you going to do the seller?
You guys pick. You do it.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready? I wish I had a more
Battle of the Graybeards.
Battle of the Graybeards. You guys are some pretty guys too. I love you both. You're wonderful. The beard thing. I would do a beard, but I have a big patch over here that don't grow, Victor. How you fix that?
I do too. No, I do too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can't tell, man.
My beard makes me look older than what I am, really.
Yeah.
Well, 3 minutes. Okay. I'll flip the timer when you say hello.
Hello.
Yes, my name is Reed, and I'm calling regarding your house on Such Street.
Oh yeah.
Did I get the right place?
You did.
Yes. Yeah, like I said, my name is Reed, and I'm an investor here. I'm looking to buy my next investment, and I saw your house online, and kind of interested me. So I figured I'll give you a call and ask you a few questions, and just chat with you. And if you don't like my conversation, you are welcome to tell me to quit anytime. Is that fair enough?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yes. It looks pretty house from the pictures. How long did you live there, and how did you own How long did you own the house, and how long did you live in there?
I've owned it for about 5 years. I've lived in it the whole time.
Okay. So, so you're not living in it at this time?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, you're still there? If you don't mind me asking, what are you selling at this time after this 5 years?
Great.
Time to move on. I got a job transfer and I have to move on. Off the role play real quick. I lost my camera, but I'm still here with you.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you said you're moving for a job transfer. So
Yes.
do you have a timeline? I mean, when you're gonna move? Or?
Yeah, it looks like I got about maybe 60 days.
Okay. And so you're trying to sell it yourself now, or you have an agent, you want to be involved in it, or?
Well, right now I'm trying to do it myself. Yeah, it looks like I got about...
Sorry, guys. My fault.
Okay. I'm actually trying to do it myself right now. If I don't sell it by the time I have to leave, then I'll probably have to put it in the hands of an agent. But right now I'm doing it on my own.
Okay. Do you know, I mean, I don't know if the house needs any repair or anything like that. Do you know how much it's worth at this time? I mean, do you have how much the house is worth?
Well, from what I can tell, based on some of the research I've done, I think it's worth about 320.
320. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that off Zillow, or you have an agent that gave you that price?
Yeah, just kind of looked at some of the information from Zillow and, some of the stuff the agents put on the door about what's sold in the neighborhood, that kind of stuff,
Okay, that's fine. So nothing major as far as repairs that you know of, like my concern is the roof, the ACs, anything major that need to be addressed.
Oh, no, the roof is fine. The house is only 7 years old. I bought it like 2 years after it was built. So yeah, the roof is in good shape, still has a long shelf life.
Okay, that's fine. How fresh is the pictures on Zillow? Are they up? How old are they? I mean, I'm not sure when you took them.
I took them this year. I took them before I put it on. So yeah, those are pretty current.
The updated pictures. Okay, yeah, that looks really pretty good. I mean, well, everything sounds fine. I mean, if I like it, if I decide to make you an offer, would you be in a position to make a commitment today, or accept an offer?
Yeah, I'll make a commitment if it's the right offer for sure.
Yeah. Is there other people involved in the decision, or you just
Yeah, I got wifey.
Okay, does she have to be on the phone with us, you think, or you?
Oh no. We decide together, but I'll set everything. I'll set everything up, let her know what we're doing.
Here, guys?
Huh?
Can I stop in here?
Okay. Yeah, great.
This is where I get lost now. I can't.
Okay. Okay. Let's critique you real quick, man. You went about 4 minutes instead of 3. That's okay. Good job. The agenda. Did he lay out the roadmap? Anybody? Yes, no, maybe? I felt like he did.
Yeah, I feel like he did.
Okay. Permission to ask questions. Did he get permission to ask questions? Yes.
Yep.
Did he give you permission to fire him? Yes, he did. Did he ask you about why you would be wanting to sell?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Did he ask you about money? The price and the value?
Yes.
What about the timing? Is this something you would want to do today or next year?
Right. Yes, he did.
Okay. What about the commitment level and your ability to make a decision today? Yes.
Yes, he did.
Okay. Great job, Riad. Now, here's the proof of the pudding. On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you put this guy?
As far as selling the price, I don't think he was very motivated as far as coming down, but he was motivated as far as wants to sell, but not the price that I was going to give him. That's what I was thinking.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if you knew enough at that point. I don't know if we've gotten far enough for you to really determine, my motivation. I definitely hadn't determined my own motivation at that point.
This is why I want to stop it, because I kind of froze up and I don't know how to take it from.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, got it. Yeah.
Yeah. What you could have done, and you should have done in this case, because the answers he was giving you were kind of cold. They were kind of cold answers, right? Like they were just analytical brain answers. Okay. They weren't heartfelt at all. You didn't determine really a motivation level because you took the first answer that he gave kind of at face value and moved forward. That's what I call checking the boxes. Okay. And that's kind of what I wanted you to do, Riad. So good there. Okay. Good. You didn't do anything wrong here. I'm just saying, in the future, when you ask these questions and he gives you the answer why, let's just play this right now real quickly. Why would you be wanting to sell? Now say the answer again, Victor, if you can remember what you said.
Oh, job transfer. Yeah.
Oh, a job transfer. Okay.
Yeah.
When do you got to go? You see, I'm going to ask another question because job transfer isn't enough information.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't create a motivation level for me. It's just the reason.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I need to find out if the job motivation is, something like, hey, I got to get out I got to be there. I got to move to Seattle and I'm 8,000 miles away, or whatever it feels like. And I got to get there by the end of the month. Okay. See, now that's a whole other story.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have to turn the screw a little bit and get past that initial response to get to the true pay dirt. Okay. So don't just take the first reason and be like, okay, check the box, move forward, dig a little bit here, use the why. Okay. Why do you want to sell? I want to move, job transfer. Okay. Why are you having to sell? Is it like a long way off? Okay. Yeah, it's moving a long way off. Okay. Is that something that has to happen really, really quickly? Or see, that's also kind of part of the timing question down here. Is it going to be in a situation where you're going to have two payments if you don't sell this one? You see, I'm kind of digging for more why here. I'm also creating some empathy with the guy.
But see, this way we went past the 3 minutes.
Yeah, you went past the 3 minutes, and that's okay. We're practicing. Okay, so don't sweat it. If you had added that in, we might be sitting at 5 or 6 minutes. That's still pretty good. Still pretty good. It's better than the 35, 40 minutes that you would be doing if you weren't using a plan, Okay, let's do it again. You want to do it again, Riot, or we want to switch roles? Anybody else want to volunteer?
If somebody wants to volunteer, that's fine.
You got to practice this stuff though, too. You got to practice it, and you got to get the answers to these 4 questions, not just the sports news weather answers, the answers. Okay. Y'all want to switch roles? Victor, you want to be the caller?
Oh yeah, that's fine. I was just kind of standing back because I do it all the time. I wanted to let somebody else have it. Yeah.
Okay. Ricky, Michael, Debbie, Aisha.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Boom.
I mean,
I'm Ricky.
What am I, the home seller or what?
Oh, you want to be the seller?
I'll do that. I mean, at least the first 2, the agenda and the qualification. Let me try to work through that.
Boom. Let's do it. Who's going to be the homeowner? Ricky's going to call and do the agenda and qualification.
I'll do it.
Michael Goolsby.
Stepping up.
Bringing the noise.
Bringing it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, this is Ricky. I was calling about a property I seen online. Is it still available?
Yes, it's still available.
Okay. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Or see if it's be something I'm interested in? Maybe you can ask me a few questions. If it's something, we can work out. If it's something that won't work, you can just tell me no, and we'll go our separate ways.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So what type of question you have for me? I mean, because like say, I got the house is on Zillow. I've been here for 8 years, and it's time. We're trying to move on. My wife wants to move to a different location, a little closer to town. Like we are a little further out in we say the woods.
Okay. 8 years. I mean, is the house in good shape? What kind of conditions is it in?
Yeah, we did a little work before we put on online. So we
Alright.
did a little updating to the kitchen and the bathroom. So
Oh, really?
like I said, yes.
So you say it don't need anything? It's good to go?
A little tender loving care, that's all, probably, something like that.
Okay.
Nothing major. Nothing over, I'd say $4,000 or $5,000.
Or how soon did you say you was looking to sell?
ASAP. I mean, you're looking at ASAP.
Okay. What was your price?
We wanted $275 for it.
275. What do you think it's worth? I mean,
I think it's probably worth, probably about 285, 290, somewhere along there.
okay. Why the discount? I mean, because it needs a little work. I mean,
No, because I checked out the market right here. I don't want to, I want to get something because I know if we put it out there on the market, people always want to try to come down on you. So
okay.
that's why that's my range. So I started there.
All right. Sounds good.
Come on,
So
Ricky.
you're asking 275, and you got to have cash offer, or you do terms? Tell me.
Like I say, I'd rather have cash, but I don't want to keep it on the market too long because, like I said, I'm trying to move here pretty
Okay.
quick.
All right. Let me tell you.
What do you mean by terms?
Well, I'm an investor, so if I do cash, I'm looking for a discount.
Okay.
Terms, I'd be willing to put a small amount down, take your payments over, and maybe cash you out in 24, 36 months. Would that be something you'd be interested in?
That maybe how much you're talking about putting down, because I want at least probably about 5,000 or 6,000 now.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know that I could do that much. What kind of payments is on it? What kind of rent could I get out of it, do you think?
The market right here is like
Okay.
$1,400 a month.
Okay. I could probably do 2,000, take the payments over and, like I say, cash you out 24, 36 months. Does that sound something you could do?
What about 2,500? Like I say, I really don't want to be trying to be a landlord and sell it.
You guys are tripping me out. Let's pause there because you're closing this cat already. All right. Agenda. Did he set the roadmap? Did he set the roadmap?
He did.
Okay. What about getting permission to ask questions?
He did.
Yeah.
What about telling the homeowner it was okay if it wasn't a good fit, he could tell him to take a hike?
He did that.
Yeah.
Did that.
Okay. All right. What about the qualification section? Did he find out why?
Kind of
Yeah.
short.
Yeah.
Did you truly find out why?
I wanted to dig a little deeper.
No.
Did you what go ahead, Ricky, tell us
He
about
gave
his
me a lot of
why.
information up front as far as I thought why he was wanting to sell, what he was wanting to move to the country and such as that. And that's one of the things that threw me off because he threw so much at me to start with, I guess.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's why,
Yep.
that's why I kind of did that like
Okay.
that.
Yeah, that's
because
cool. Man, I need to practice just
That's
about
what happens. This is what happens on the phone really for us. So I'm trying to keep it as close to as what we go through every day because I don't want to just role play and just, we not
Oh,
getting,
absolutely.
I want to, everybody, get this.
Absolutely.
I think you did great. I think you did great, Ricky. I think you did great too, Michael. The why, you could have, okay, here's how the timer worked out. You killed the 3 minutes. Okay. You really wrapped this up in 3 minutes.
Bad.
For real.
And I guess I'm just not a nurturing kind of guy. I just want to get the facts, get to the meat of it.
Well, then the 3 minute rule is right up your alley. Okay. The only thing that we're critiquing you on really, when you get down to it, because I think you asked about the money, I think you asked about the timing, and I think you asked about his commitment level too.
Mm-hmm.
He did.
The why you could have spent, you just have to catch yourself. You don't have to be the nurturing
Right.
lover boy or anything.
Well, I want to learn that, but I just got to pick up a little bit of it each time.
Yeah, you just got to catch yourself in that section, slow down, and just make yourself ask a few more questions.
Right.
About the why.
Oh, yeah.
If you got a story too, he's talking about country stuff. You could say, hey, I grew up in the country, and I totally feel you, man. Something about the country just makes you feel different, doesn't it? I like to bond like that too, if I can.
Yep.
And then just move on, yeah, it goes a long way. It goes a long way. But excellent job, and great on the timing. I think you would have closed him.
Yeah, I just need to learn to be a little more smoother. Practice. A lot of practice will help. That's why I'm here. I need to.
Man, I think you're pretty good already. You're doing good. Yeah, practice always helps everybody, but that's whether you're great or just starting, it doesn't matter. But you're doing good. Anybody else got anything they want to add on that? Rule number one, he set the agenda. Always set the agenda. Rule number 2, he had 3 minutes to qualify or disqualify, and you know what he did?
Yeah.
Number 3, you must fire a disqualified prospect. Well, this wasn't a disqualified prospect. He qualified him.
One of the challenges that I have too, nervousness. They can't sense that in my voice sometimes when I talk, because I haven't got over that thing yet, the nervousness.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe
we all
my
get nervous too. I'm sorry, Victor.
No, that's okay. If you can get into the habit of playing it in your mind, or even doing it to a wall or anything, in front of your screen, kind of go through it and kind of picture yourself as, this is something I do. I have 2 images in my head, and I'm a giant and they're smaller than me. Not because I want to dominate, but because I want to feel like I assume a position of authority in the conversation. And it's just a visualization trick. But it seems to work. It seems to be, where, okay, you got to get in here. You got to be the person in charge of this conversation. And, if it starts to go bad, dismiss the conversation or bring it back as quickly as possible. And, so I try to do that before I ever get on the phone. So by the time I get on the phone, I'm already have sort of a posture about it.
So you're gonna be a great thespian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to be homeowner? I want to do it.
I'll be the homeowner.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Rick.
I want to do it. I want to do
Oh,
it.
yeah. Let Ricky do it.
Yeah, let Rick go ahead and do it.
It's not fair when everybody gets to do it and I don't.
Yeah. I want to play.
Okay. All right. I'm going to start the timer when I say hello. All right. You ready? Who's doing it? Victor? Who's doing it? Who's homeowner?
Ricky's doing it.
Ricky.
Ricky's doing it.
Ricky, I'm nervous right now, man.
Take it easy on me. Go for it.
Ricky, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Ricky, I got butterflies right now, man.
I know better. I know better.
Bullshit, you know better. I do. I do. I got butterflies right now. I get butterflies. I do. I get butterflies still to this day. But I know I'm only 3 minutes in. You could do anything I can practically hold my breath for 3 minutes. Okay. I could be dead for 3 minutes and you could bring me out of that. Okay. Think about that. Okay. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, my name is Justin, and I'm calling about a property I saw online, 123 Apple Cart Way. Is this the right place?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Hey, I'm looking to pick up a property today, and I've got a few questions I'd like to ask you about this one, and let you ask me a few questions if you want. And if it's a good fit, great. If it's not, it's okay if you tell me no. Is that cool?
Yep, that'll be fine.
Okay, awesome. Real quick, how long you lived in there, and why are you wanting to sell the place now?
I've been here about 10 years. Just got a divorce. My old lady left, took the dog, and I just want to get out of here.
Oh my gosh, she took the dog?
Oh, yes.
Oh, man, that's a double whammy. Huh? I'll tell you what, I love my dog. I do. I really do. And I think I've been through what you're going through. I'll tell you, that's a rough thing, man. Rough thing. So you've been living there for, what did you say, 10 months now?
No, about 10 years.
Oh, 10 years. And
Sure.
how long you been there by yourself?
About 2 months.
Oh, okay. And you're ready to start your life.
Yes, I'm ready to get out of here. Too many memories here. I wanna go.
Okay, I see. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you a bit. Makes a lot of sense. So what are you asking for the place, and what do you think it's worth?
It's worth probably 250, and I'd like to get 250 out of it if I could.
Okay, all right. I see 250 and 250. How'd you come up with those numbers there?
Well, that's what they're going for in the neighborhood here, the area.
Okay, all right. Makes sense. You got some neighbors' houses that you saw that were like that.
Yes, sir. That's all. Yep.
Okay, okay. I'm kind of, like I said before, I'm kind of in a hurry to do something. Looking to maybe even do something as early as today.
Okay.
You're probably not in a hurry like that to do anything, are you? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you wouldn't want to do something like that with me today, would you?
Yeah, that'd be good. If you can do what we need to do, we'll do it today.
No kidding. So if I can make you an offer that gets you out of that house and gets you what you need, you're in a position to be able to make that decision and move forward with me today.
Yes.
Nobody else need to be, you don't need to ask the ex or anything.
No.
Yeah. All right. That sounds great, Ricky. Cut. All right. That's the agenda and the qualification. Let's critique me, because I want to get better. That's less than 3 minutes. We still got time on the clock, y'all.
You did good.
Yeah, man, that was off the chains right there. You even created bond and commonality in less than 3 minutes. You know, tying in the love for the dog and understanding his position. That was proper.
See, Justin,
Yes, sir.
at that point, he probably still thinking cash offer, and you haven't represented the creative one yet. So I don't know. I mean, this is my challenge.
Yeah, that's okay. You guys want to hear me play it the rest of the way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's play it the rest of the way.
'Cause I think
Okay.
that's what a lot of people are getting a little hung
Yeah.
up at. Especially like I said, that's what a lot of people get hung up at.
Okay, so we've finished up the qualification section, would you say?
You're right.
Okay, so now it's time to transition into the closing section. So here's a preview of that. We're going to dive into this more next Wednesday, qualification section. And that is, the closing section next Wednesday night. And so the qualification section is wrapped up. Let's move into the closing section. Okay, I understand that you don't need to talk to the missus, the ex, and you're ready to do something today. Let's move into the closing section. I'm going to do it right now. Ricky, the way I see it, you kind of went through something I went through before, and you got a house that you live in now by yourself, right? And you want to get out of there and start your new life. Maybe you get a house or an apartment. Where are you gonna move into?
I really don't know. I'm looking at some apartments. I really don't want an apartment, but I don't know. I mean, if you buy this house, I'll make a quick decision to be gone.
I see. Yeah, you gonna stick around town, or you gonna go somewhere else?
No, I'll be around here.
All right. Well, if I were able to offer you full price, like you're asking full price.
Yes.
As a real estate investor buying an investment property, how am I going to make money, Ricky?
Yeah, I don't know. I just want to sell. And I don't know how you make money. I mean, like I said, I just want to sell. And that was one of my concerns. Being you a real estate investor, would you be able to, give me what I need to be gone from here?
Well, I'd like to. I want to, Ricky. I got it. I know what I could do. How about if I give you the full 250 that you say the house is worth? If I give you the full 250, would you be okay with not having to worry about the maintenance or the payments? Let me take care of the place. Would you give me 2 years to give you the full price, and would you let me rent it from you in the meantime? Is that something we could talk about, or probably not?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'd really have to think about that. I mean, I'd rather be cashed out and be gone. I mean, I really don't want, nothing to happen that I got to come back to this property. I want to be done with it.
I understand. Yeah. Have you had a rental property before that went bad or anything?
Yeah, I have. Yep.
Oh, okay, I see. All right. Well, what I'm offering you is the ability to let me take over the house and take over the payment. And I'm not going to ask you to come in and fix anything or do anything. If that makes you feel more comfortable, I'd love to talk about this further with you. Or are we done, Mr. Homeowner?
Well, I mean, it really depends on what we're talking about upfront money. I mean, what you put down.
Oh, okay. So time out. See, so now he's kind of okay with having a lease option. He just wants to have a little bit of money in his pocket.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Now back in the role play. How much money up front are you talking about, Ricky?
At least 5,000.
Oh, 5,000.
Yeah.
Well, I totally agree with you. I think it's okay that you get some money up front. I really do. Is there anything more reasonable other than 5,000 that we can talk about?
Oh no, I thought that was reasonable.
Well, if I were able to give you 2,500 when we exchange keys, is that something that you could be comfortable with, or maybe not?
Won't we do 45? I might be willing.
Let's split the difference and make it 3,800.
About 4. We might do something.
Ricky, if I put it on the paperwork today that you get $4,000 when we exchange keys, will you rent that place to me for 24 months and then let me buy it from you at 250,000? I'll send you the paperwork today if you'll sign it. Will you sign it?
I mean, are you going to be in the house? I don't want to have, toilets. I don't, like I said, I've had rental property. I don't want nobody calling me about no kind of issues they're going to have.
Yeah, absolutely. What I want to do as a real estate investor is I want to put some good people in there, and I want to make a little bit of money doing it, but I also need this to be a reasonable solution for you. So the folks I want to put in there, they're trying to qualify for the home loan. They're going to buy it. So they're not like your typical renters. And plus I've got background checks and stuff and all that I do. So if I show that to you and I let you meet these people and you're comfortable with them, and I put that in the agreement that you're going to be able to do that, does that make you feel better? And can we go ahead and move forward, or probably not?
Possibly. If they become a problem though, I mean, who am I dealing with, them or you? I mean, I'd rather deal with you because I'm talking with you now.
Yeah. Well, in this particular case, they're going to be living in the home. So if something horrible did go wrong, we would have to get them out of the home. And that would usually be, what would normally be the case if I weren't involved. What would you have to do?
I'd have to get them out, but I would know who I'm putting in, I guess. I'd feel more comfortable if I knew who was going in.
Yes, sir. I'm more than willing to put it in the agreement here that you can meet these folks and you can qualify or disqualify them at your own discretion. If that makes you feel better about it, I'd be more than happy to do that if that's something you're willing to do with me today.
Yeah, there's a good chance. You bring me a good tenant, I can, see their background as far as a job, stuff like that, rental history. I might be willing to do something. I just want to be gone.
I think you want to be gone too, man. And I don't blame you. And I'd like to make that happen for you. So I'm going to get your email address and I'm going to put together the agreement and I'm going to put it together exactly as you said. When you get it, you may have a question or two. So can I speak with you again today at 2:30?
Yep.
Maybe clear up any questions. And if at 2:30 I make you feel comfortable about everything and everything looks the way you want it to look, what happens next then, Ricky?
We'll be done.
Gotcha. Sounds great. I'll talk to you then. Bye-bye. Critique me. That was the close. And he threw a bunch of shit at me, y'all.
That was good. You did good.
He sure did.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing I noticed is that you listened the whole time, and you processed everything, and you allowed him to believe that you had his best interests at heart. I think that's always key in these conversations, is they have to feel like you trying to help them win, and I think that came across.
Yep.
All right. Thank you. Did you notice I asked tons of questions?
Mm-hmm. Tons of questions.
And if you force me to answer a question, I always follow it up with, so if I put that in the agreement today and send it over to you, is that something you feel comfortable with signing or not, or no?
Yep.
If you're going to force me to cough up something, I'm going to ask you, if I cough this up, will you sign the damn paper?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Don't just ask me to cough up, give you concessions and I'll do this. And if I did that and what if I did this? And then can I show you these? And you know, I will if you'll sign this shit. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like give and take. This is a negotiation. See,
Yeah.
don't forget that. That's really a big key in the closing. I find
Yeah.
is to be able to go back to asking, hey, if I do this, if I make this right, are you ready to do this with me today? Because I'm ready.
Yeah. Yeah, you did something that I'm always conscious. I do something I'm always conscious of is letting them know that the paperwork is going to have exactly what we talked about, and that given that that's all it's going to have on there, do I have your commitment that you're just going to sign it because we've already gone over all of the details of the paperwork? This is just going to be a formality.
Yeah. And notoriously they do have a question that pops up when they see the document.
Right.
So that's why I've learned to tag on, hey, let's talk again. I'll call you to follow up at 2:30. If it hasn't been signed, I want to ask you, I want you to ask any questions. Let's clear it up. Let's finalize it. And if I do make you feel comfortable at 2:30, what happens next? You tell me.
Yeah.
If the guy says anything other than, yes, we got a deal, I need to do some more work, or I need to cut bait. I need to pull away. I need to do something because he's not closing.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Ricky, is this fun?
Oh yeah.
I see you over grinning, man.
Yeah, I need this. This is what I need.
I love it, dude. I love it. You can get around most objections by asking questions.
Right.
I was telling a one-on-one student last night, there's a movie called The Gambler, and it's a remake of an older movie, but this one's got Marky Mark in it, Marky Mark Wahlberg. And there's the bar scene. He goes into the bar and he sits down at the table. John Goodman's there too. And this cutie little waitress comes up and she says, "What do you have?" And Marky Mark looks at her and he says, "I don't know, bring me something." And she says, "There's 175 beer selections in this bar. Don't put that shit on me." And turns around and walks off. A lot of us are getting to the closing section and we don't really know what the customer wants. And we have 175 different things we could do or could say. And which one's the right one? Don't put that shit on me, Mr. Homeowner.
And
I'm going to ask you more questions.
And so they spent a couple of different times and I'd get it to the closing, but when I get to that point, I couldn't see it through at that point.
Yeah. Well, was it because their motivation level was low?
Well,
Or
'cause I wasn't worth a shit, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't push that last leg in for some reason.
Okay.
Maybe I
Well-
was scared,
Got to ask more questions, maybe ask more questions in the closing section. I'm all about that. When they start throwing objections at me, they're buying signals. They're asking you and telling you, I'm getting close. If you can just conquer this next few hurdles I'm going to throw at you, I'll do whatever you want. Okay.
Right, okay.
And they'll throw an objection at you like you did me. And most of the time I have a very short, pithy response, if any at all. And then I just follow it up with a question, Mr. Like, for example, you said, well, I'm going to need some money down. Whoa, I wasn't expecting that. You hadn't breathed the word of that. Okay, well, how much are you talking about? I need skin in the game. Okay, well, what does that mean?
Yeah, I hear a lot of need skin in the game.
Most of the time, I can work with a lot of what they want.
So let me ask you a question, Joker. So when the Joker said you need skin in the game, so what would your response be to that? Because my skin in the game can be, I have skin in the game too because I'm marketing this property. Yeah, even though you say I'm not spending enough, you don't know I'm not spending any money to market this property. So I have skin in the game too.
Yeah, yeah. When a homeowner says, I'm going to need to see some skin in the game, okay, they're asking for money.
Right.
So I'll just say, well, what do you mean? I'll make them say, we saw two examples in two different role plays today where the dollar amount the homeowner said was actually pretty reasonable. A $250,000 house, and he only wants $5K down. You know what? I'll probably get 10, 15K on down payment on that, right? So I can probably peel off 5 to that guy. I already know I got this deal in the bag. I'm just trying to talk you down for shits and gigs,
Right.
for fun, right?
Right.
So, you know, I did. I got an extra $1,000. It only took me about 10 seconds to earn.
Right.
How do you handle when you getting a lot more money than they're getting? I mean, how do you handle an objection like that? Do they know what you're getting? I mean, did they ever ask her?
No, not really. I mean, a true motivated seller isn't concerned about what's in it for you.
Right. Okay.
They're concerned about what's in it for them.
Yep.
And if you're making that offer to them and they get everything they want, most of them don't even wonder what you're making. They don't even give a shit.
Okay. And I've done a couple of deals, and I guess that was it. They was more motivated than I was scared.
Yeah.
You know, so
I've had them push me though, and I'll how much money are you going to make on this deal? Honestly, I don't really know. Mr. Homeowner, because I haven't really pre-qualified the tenant buyer going in yet, because you and I don't even have an agreement yet.
right.
So as soon as you and I get an agreement, we'll be able to find a tenant buyer to go in there and finish our qualification process on them and all that. And I don't know how much money they'll be wanting to invest into the property deal. You know, at this point, I usually make a few $1,000s. Is that going to be a problem? That's the long-winded answer. But you could just say it with the last 2 sentences. Well, I usually make a few $1,000s. Is that going to be a problem?
Right. Okay.
If that's a problem, then, maybe this isn't the right deal.
And I like the way you do that. I'd rather be straight up with them and lose the deal than let them think I'm doing something shady or behind their back or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Anybody got any other comments or questions or anything? It's been a good role play, guys. I think I've enjoyed it, at least. Thank you for letting me talk so damn much.
I used to have one. He has something in the
Oh
comments.
yeah, here it is. Objection. Market is so bad. How can you find a tenant buyer in when we could not get one? Oh, okay. Yeah. Mr. Homeowner, that's a great question. I don't know how you look for tenant buyers, but we have tenant buyers that come to us on the regular. Well, this is our business. So, I mean, I don't know if that helps you or not, but we're really good at what we do. That's basically my response. We're really good at what we do. And we are. The next objection is a little bit more intense. Market is bad. How do I know the banks will even be lending money in 2 years? Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question, Mr. Homeowner. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know. But what I do know is that if the banks aren't lending money in 2 years, what would happen then? What are your thoughts?
Right. What are you going to do then?
Because he's going to answer his own stupid question. Well, if in 2 years the banks aren't owning, I guess we're just going to have to keep renting to them for a while. Yes, sir. That sounds reasonable to me. If I put that in the agreement, does that make you feel more comfortable? And can we go ahead and move forward today? These are stupid questions. Like, do you have a website I can go see? Right. Really what they're saying is, can I blow you off right now with this website bullshit? Mr. Homeowner, why do I need a website? Well, I need to see who you are and find out what you're all about and know more about your company. I don't know if you can show me your company financials, Mr. Homeowner. My grandmother has a company website and she's 107. I don't know that it means a lot. I'm just a local investor. I'm looking to buy a property. I think you're trying to sell one. Is a website the only thing keeping us from doing business today? Or was there more? This is stupid. I'm just calling you out on it. And I'm going to talk to you in this patronizing sounding voice the entire time. Because you and I both know that's a stupid, stupid question. right? All right, guys. Play with it, have fun with it, practice with it. You're going to make mistakes, but it doesn't matter. The right motivated seller oftentimes will let you make mistakes and still want to do business with you. Okay. So don't think you have to be perfect. Just go out there and play with it, have fun. Any questions, any comments before we sign off today? I appreciate you guys.
Good
You guys
stuff,
are my-
bro. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
You guys are my
Happy
friends.
Fourth.
So,
Stay
the
safe.
replay will come on in a couple of minutes.
Same to you.
Oh yeah, replays on. Replays on. Hey, no Shut Up Money show tomorrow, guys, because people are traveling and doing things and whatever for the government holiday, and we're just, I don't know, just not do it tomorrow.
All right, brother.
I'll see you
Sounds
next
good.
week. Love you
Everybody
guys.
have a happy Fourth. Stay safe.
Yes, love you, Debbie. Thank
too,
you.
Debbie.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Shut up.